Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to our next video on slopes of two special types of lines. Today we're going to be talking about the slope of a horizontal line, which you can see here I've drawn for you, or the computer drew it for you. So here's our x-axis, okay, and here's our y-axis. Let me kind of highlight over that so that we're not confusing the horizontal line with the x-axis. You always want to make sure you know where your x-axis is and where your y-axis is. So now you can definitely see that this black line here is a horizontal line. It's moving left to right or right to left. And it's actually located 2 units down from the origin. So down here at y equals -2, we have our horizontal line. And we're just talking about slope today. So we have been studying slope, and we know that slope is the rate of change from one point to the next on any line. It's the change in y divided by the change in x, or we like to call it the rise divided by the run. We know it has something to do with the word per because of the division. And so what we're going to do to calculate the slope of this line is let's just pick 2 points on the line. Now you see there's several points here highlighted for you. Let's just move from like this point here at 1, -2. And we'll move from there and we'll move over here 1 spot to 2, -2. Okay, so we've labeled our 2 points. Now let's just do this by counting since we're given the graph. So to get from this point to this point, let's count our rise. Rise is how many up we go or how many down we go. And if you look, our rise to get from this point to this point would be 0. I don't want to go up or down any, because if I go up and then I run, I'm not going to be at this point. So I'm going to rise 0. And I'm going to run just 1 unit here. So to get from this point to this point, I'm going to run 1. And it turns out that 0 divided by 1 is just 0. So what we've learned here is that the slope of any horizontal line, the slope, or m, will always be 0. So you can kind of memorize that. Even if you go from a position of trying to calculate the slope by using our formula. So say you want to use m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Even if you want to do it this way, if you call, change color here for you, if you call this first point x, y, and then x, y, and this is your first set of points, and this is your second, then when you go to plug in here, your y sub 2, well, first off, we know to draw our division bar with our minuses and get 4 sets of parentheses in place. Okay, so now we know y sub 2 is right here, -2, minus y sub 1, which is also -2, divided by x sub 2, which is 2, minus x sub 1, which is 1. And so when you take -2 minus -2, well, the minus a negative turns into plus. So that's 0, -2 plus 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. And 0 divided by 1 is 0. So I'm getting the same answer that I got by counting. I'm getting 0 over 1, 0 over 1. And I'm getting a final answer of 0. So try to memorize that. Slopes of horizontal lines are always 0. The rate of change of y is none with respect to x. Okay, now we go on to the vertical line. So the vertical line slope, again, let's highlight over, here's the x-axis, and here's the y-axis. And so now you can clearly see that we have a vertical line situated over here at x equals 3. Okay, so let's pick some points on this, or at least 2 points on this line. Now this line doesn't have them highlighted like this line did, so we'll just highlight them for ourselves. So let's go here to like 3, 1 maybe, that's on the line, 3, 1. and then maybe we go up here to 3, 3. That's another marked point on the line. 3, 1 and 3, 3. Okay, so we know that we're going to calculate rise divided by run. Okay, so let's count. So to get from this point to this point, our rise would be 1, 2. So we rise 2 on the y. How many do we run on the x? Well, once we rise 2, we're kind of there, so we don't have to run anything. So we just stay there, so our run is 0. So up 2 and then right 0. Okay? Well, 2 over 0, if you punch that into your calculator, you're going to get error. Division by 0, we know, and you know probably from former math classes, is what we call undefined. So vertical lines, and you can memorize this, any vertical line is going to have a slope that is undefined. Okay? So horizontal lines, slope is 0. Vertical lines, m is undefined. So try to memorize those. Okay, thanks for watching.